Oh, yeah. Says, how long has this been going on? And I say, since Trudeau got elected, that's how long this has been going on. Yeah, that song was just on there. Whoever sings it, I can't remember. I don't even care. But they're asking me a question, I'm answering it. And we're going to get into a little question there was a question on Facebook about Canada, by the way. And I'll answer that, and I'm going to tell you the replies I got because cuckoo, cuckoo. Every time some people talk, a cuckoo clock goes off. Is it just me or what? But anyway, let's get into the show here. Oh boy, it's great. Secret Word Thursday today on Your City, Your Voice. My name is Paul K. Lemire, of course. Peace, everybody. And if you go to the YouTube and watch my channel here, because we do have YouTubes of this all the time now. Every show goes on YouTube. Give me a thumbs up. Go check it out. You can listen to previous shows and everything else. Plus, if you like just audio, and some people like just audio, you can go to 4680q.com and listen to all the podcasts as well. Either way, a couple different formats. We're coming to you live from downtown Niagara Falls in the studios of 4680q Radio, of course. Okay, so before we get to anything, let's do a little bit of house cleaning here. I have to mention my sponsors, Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop and Hamilton Glowstone Lighting. Of course, they're the guys who keep this thing straight on the road, on the narrow. Of course, our sponsors, we love our sponsors. Now, Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop, Oakwood Drive by the Kia dealership. And you know what? We look outside today. It's hotter than a $2 pistol, and it's been like that for a few days now. Man, you jump in your car. If the air conditioning isn't working, it's just not right. And you know what? Even opening the windows in this weather don't help you. You got to be driving 100 miles an hour to get any kind of a breeze. I mean, this is crazy hot weather, which is beautiful. We can't complain because at the end of the day, you know what? We're going to be wishing for this in about 2 or 3 months. So I have no problem with this. I love it. And but I also love my car's air conditioning to work when I have to go somewhere. I mean, I don't want to be stuck. I don't want to be stuck overheated in my car. And I also want it to run. I don't want to be stuck on the side of the road in this weather. So you go to Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop, Ken Hunter, proprietor. He will get your car on a diagnostic machine. He will diagnose your problems, fix them, and get you on the road happy and helpful. Now, at the end of the day, you don't want to be stuck going to Muskoka. You know the summer is when you travel. Your kids are going to get out of school. They'll want to go somewhere. You have to have your car running, right? Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop, they will take care of it for you. Now, if you get an fender bender, smash him up derby, guess what? He has a full body shop there. Give him a call. Like I say, on Oakwood Drive, Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop. Give Ken Hunter a call. He'll take care of you. Your car will be happy. You'll be happy. Your kids will be happy. Your wife will be happy. And I'll be happy that you support my sponsors. Tell them Paul from Your City, Your Voice sent you. So we have June 20th here, right? And I think I've educated a lot of people. I must have, because on my Facebook, it's usually people are saying today is the longest day of the year. And I'm correcting them because every day is 24 hours. There's no such thing as the longest day of the year. What there is, though, is the greatest amount of daylight in the year, and that's today. That's today, the official start of summer. So, yeah, it's not the longest day of the year. It's the greatest amount of daylight, and we go downhill from here. That's the bad part about it. Until we hit December 21st, and then, of course, that's the shortest amount of daylight in the year. Not the shortest day of the year, the shortest amount of daylight. Salute. So we got that straightened out. Haven't seen people posting it like that. So maybe after all these years of moaning and groaning about people putting this down, they're learning. I taught somebody something. You out there. That's who I taught. Anyway, let's move on. And anything else I got to talk about here? House cleaning. Oh, yeah, today's Secret Word Thursday. Don't forget about that. I mean, oh, my goodness, Secret Word Thursday here. I'm going to mention a secret word today. When you see, well, you might, you won't see it, but when you hear it, I keep looking at the video here because, I don't have the ability to put a secret word in the video yet. But I will. I'm going to get the program and I'm going to start doing it. Small steps, ladies and gentlemen. Rome wasn't built in a day. But anyway, when I give you the secret word, then you message me on Your City, Your Voice on Facebook. You give me a message. The fifth person to send me that message containing the secret word wins a $25 gift certificate to the Old Fire Hall Restaurant, proprietor Chris Regas. And what a great place to eat. You're going to go down there and have some fantastic food. I'll tell you that right now. The Old Fire Hall Restaurant, $25 gift certificate, secret word, which I'll mention sometime during the show. Get it to me on Your City, Your Voice on Facebook, that page. Message me, and away we go. Okay, so it's hot. Everybody's hanging around. I mean, I actually jumped in the pool yesterday, first time this year. Woohoo. So let's take a look at this hockey series here. I mean, how about those Edmonton Oilers, Canada's team, the darling of all Canadians? They were totally down and out, and like the Phoenix rising out of the flames, they came back with two phenomenal wins, and not only phenomenal wins. The first one was 8-1. They clobbered these cats, and the Oilers are never saying die. They're pulling the same stunts that Florida pulled on them: take away time, take away space, win game. That's what they do, and they do it very, very well. And so does Florida. So yeah, the last two games are going to be great. They're going back to Edmonton now, down 3-2 in the series. And it's never over until they say it's over. Some people say it's not over till the fat lady sings. Some people say, was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? No, it's never over until it's over. So watch for that game. I think it's, probably they usually take 3 days between games because they have to travel 4,000 miles between these two venues. So maybe it'll be tomorrow night. Anyway, keep your eyes open because it's going to be a good game. And if Florida wins that one, or if Florida wins that one, it's over. But if Edmonton wins that one, all bets are off. Even though they have to go back to the Panthers' home barn, it's going to be a slobber knocker that last game, and there's no guarantees. I wouldn't be betting on it. It's just too much of a pick 'em at that point. But we'll see. I think Florida's still going to win it. I really do feel Florida's still got the team to win it. We'll see what happens. So let's just touch on the city council meeting on Tuesday. There's a few items I want to talk about, and I'm sure Gary Wilkins is rubbing his hands out there waiting to listen to this. Maybe some other people too, because I have had messages about it and everything else. So another 8-hour plus meeting, and I consider it totally ridiculous. I mean, a few meetings ago, Mike Strange put a motion forward to investigate ways to shorten the meeting. What happened to that report? We're not seeing anything from that report. Way too much grandstanding, way too many offbeat questions that have nothing to do with matters at hand, way too many ceremonies that should be done outside of the council meeting, and the in-camera meeting, there was 2 of them, and they probably amounted to a couple hours, 3 hours. I mean, they should be done maybe outside of the council meeting, the official council meeting. Like, start the meeting at 3 and go right into camera. And then, get back by 4:30, a decent time, or just do it somewhere else. Open the meeting, vote to go into camera, go in camera, adjourn the meeting. It's just for that on another day. So they can talk about these planning matters and get them out of the way before the meeting, because that's what it's always about. There's a planning matter, there's some legalities. They have to go into council to talk about it because the lawyer's got to be in there, blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden it turns into an hour and a half and another hour, and then it's ridiculous. I can see emergency ones where something comes up, a counselor asks a question, they can't give them the answer because of the situation at hand, legal or otherwise, confidentiality, whatever it is that they go into meetings for, in-camera meetings. But get it out of the way before, because it's becoming a joke. 8 hours. I mean, it's just impossible. It's just too much. And then they start okaying stuff without looking at it, and you get crazy flag wavings and everything else. But this council is really bipolar when you look at it. They won't commit to a junior A team and ensuring a bright future for them in Niagara Falls. And, we've lost it before. This junior A team is kind of a special deal. But they'll blow $500,000 on pickleball, cricket, ghetto dome, and other idiotic schemes that don't help the kids for hockey for sure. And they don't bring in any revenue. Pickleball court, what revenue does it bring in? I mean, hockey's going to bring in hundreds of thousands of dollars from all the tournaments they have. And then Centennial Cup possibilities. That's the big trophy that's awarded to the winning team in that junior A league. And, the other junior A team, like the Ice Dogs, are considered pro. I mean, the kids that join them, once they get into that, they can't go to college. Whereas this league, you can play in it, and it's a high level of hockey, but you can make your choice if you want to go to NCAA on a scholarship and actually get an education while you're playing hockey. So it can really help kids decide on its path to college, or at least what decision they want to make if they're on the bubble for whether they can actually make the big leagues in hockey. So very, very, very important move that Brandon Boone and Frank Pietrangelo, I think, is in on that. Whoever else is in on it, I can't remember everybody. But anyway, a very big move they made, and they're asking for city's help. The city's giving them $60,000, and basically they want a 5-year guarantee on. They asked for 160, but the city turned that down. So now they're groveling for the 60,000 they usually get, and they want a 5-year contract. And they have to have a 5-year contract because to get any of these tournaments in town, or any of these things, they want to bring it for 5 years. This big tournament, well, they're not going to get it unless they can commit to the organizers that they have that, have the money to be able to do it. The city's going to back them. So they won't sign a 5-year contract, but they'll sit down with some slick talker from Toronto and sign a 20-year contract. Is that bipolar or what? I mean, they just don't get it. My God, what did the 27% who voted in this town elect? Our councils never seem to have had vision. That's why we already lost high-level hockey teams, or they didn't come back to Niagara Falls, even though we are one of the wonders of the world, the natural world anyway. And we've lost that. We have a lot of traffic congestion in the city, unfettered development without the infrastructure to support it. But I digress. I had the vote. If I had the vote, I'd give them $160,000 for the next 5 years. I guarantee it, and watch the city reap the benefits of it. There is some kind of investment you have to make in things like this, and there is some kind of vision you have to understand the value of it. It brings a lot to the city, brings some prestige to the city as well. And you never know where it can go. There's all kinds. Hockey's huge. Most kids are involved in hockey at some level. So to give them the ability to play this type of junior A hockey in the city, most kids have to leave the city to do it before we have this team. It's fantastic. So I'm a little bit disappointed they didn't come up with the 160. The way they spend money on all kinds of crap, to me, it's not even a question. Just do it, reap the benefits, and let people in the city congratulate you for your vision. But no, they'll put up more cricket courts and bocce courts and build $12 million trailways and everything else, but they won't support hockey. Biggest sport in Canada. Go figure. What else we got here? Well, what was Triple F doing at the meeting? Now, she got to notice of new business and motions, and she started out with one motion and then ended up dropping motions as she went along. This motion, then that motion, then this motion, then that motion. She dropped about 5 different motions in this half-hour speech, or whatever it was, because it wasn't even a speech. She got up to move for a notice of motion on one subject, and then started adding motions along the way. Now, we know that you can't do that. You got to have a written thing, notice of motion, then it comes and it's a motion before council, and then they vote on it. Got to file a notion of motions, right? That's the way it works. And if I'm wrong, well, correct me because that's the way they explained it at the council meeting. So she ended up making like 5 motions, right? And of course, she got a written notice and everything else. But what's more disturbing about that display, and if you don't know who Triple F is, that's Councillor Mona Patel. Now, Mayor Jim could have put a stop to it, but he didn't. Right? It's nonsense. You cannot stand up and make 5 motions as they pop into your head. Like, I believe the procedure is, like I say, notice a motion, you put it in writing, and add it to the next agenda. Oh, not Triple F. She just got up and rambled off motions as they came into the empty void of her head. Just something else. Oh, yeah, I saw a tree. Maybe we should cut that tree. Now, notice a motion to cut a tree. It was ridiculous. Now, imagine this. If all 8 councilors did this every meeting, these meetings would go on till, remember when you used to get home from over the river? That's what it would be like. You'd be getting home at 5 in the morning, half in the bag, birds chirping, sun coming up, and when your parents got up and saw you coming in at 5 in the morning, you told them you just got up and you were ready to go to work, and you're going out, not getting in, right? So I don't know why the Big Show lets her do this. I mean, it's not a late night over the river. It's a business meeting, and the chair has to control these meetings. I don't get why he lets her get away with it, the Big Show. I mean, Triple F and Only 8, they're the 2 worst offenders. They go on, and nobody stops them. They just keep rambling. I don't get it, why somebody doesn't guide them as to exactly what is proper at this meeting. When they go on about different things that have nothing to do with the meeting, the mayor should say, okay, listen, if you want that information, go talk to staff after. And if you want to bring a report back to council about it, that's fine. But has nothing to do with the subject at hand. It's got to be stopped. And especially with these motions, she just started rambling off motions. It was like a circus. It was a sideshow. Like, where'd she get all these motions? She never had them on paper. All she did was just started throwing them up, making them up off the top of her head, cut the grass, pull the weeds, pick up the garbage. Oh, I want a motion for this. It's just ridiculous. But I have to give kudos to one guy. And you know what? Although, in his review, I didn't give him a really good score, I'm starting to really like this guy, and that's Councillor No-Dose. That's right, Councillor Tony Baldinelli. I give him a star for telling council before they get heavy-handed with people who aren't cutting their grass and their weeds, that maybe they should get their weed-infested city in order. Yeah, get the city property in order, because like the meteor crater over here, full of weeds, big mess, they should get their property in order before they tell us and start fining us and everything to get our property in order. And wow, bam, city council, bam, city. Yeah, get your own properties in order before you start fining citizens, tax-paying citizens. And thank you very much, Tony Baldinelli. That needed to be said, and he's the guy who said it. Like I say, Councillor No-Dose is getting kudos from me, and he's starting to look like he might be a very, very good councillor. He does not ramble on. He says what he needs to say. He makes his point and sits down 5 seconds, and he doesn't ask dopey questions. Everything he gets up and says is pretty. He reminds me a lot of Vic Pietrangelo, Councillor Victor Pietrangelo, the Velvet Hammer. Doesn't say a lot. Sometimes looks like he's sleeping. But when he gets up and talks, he knows what he's talking about. And Tony Baldinelli's starting to be like that. So when we give the reviews in November, we're going to give the 2-year review. We're going to do a 2-year review. And when we do, I think Tony Baldinelli is going to go up in my books. But, I mean, yeah, it's great to see somebody telling them, get your house in order before you start demanding stuff from other people. And I agree 100%. I really liked Councillor Pietrangelo getting up as well, because he was speaking of the frustrating part of weeds in the city and how to make people take care of their property, because it's like a 3-week or 4-week process even to get the bylaw guys out there to give them a notice. And once they once they get a notice, and I mean, they actually have to go out there and measure the lawn. If it's over so many inches, and the weeds. And then you have the problem of some people think weeds are great. Oh yeah, their whole front yard is weeds, and they say it's a natural garden. It looks like crap. I got one in our neighborhood. It looks like garbage. They had a toilet and a bathtub out there at one point. Just ridiculous. But they can't do anything about it because it's all natural. You can't eat grass. People say the left wing guys you can't eat grass. No, but a goat can or a cow can, and I can eat the cow. But either way, I digress on that one. I mean, like either way, Victor Peter Angelo said it great. How do we make this so that the neighbors get satisfaction? Because what happens is the guys cut their lawn 3 times all summer. When they get notices, they have to, or the city comes and cuts it because they aren't doing it. And that's it. And they just keep doing it over and over again because the repercussions are zero. So they don't care. I got itchy nose. I'm not going for the pick. I got itchy nose. Oh. So anyway, that was pretty good. But congratulations to Councillor Baldinelli. And man, oh man, the Big Show doesn't like to be his ideas challenged. He put forward a motion regarding a $35 parking pass for city residents that had so many restrictions, I doubt many will take advantage of it. Somebody's calling in, but they have to realize that I can't. Nobody else can hear them. So I'll answer the phone. I'll give you the question they're asking. Paul speaking, 4680Q, your city, your voice. Yeah, I can't get you online. Nobody's going to hear you anyway on the video. So hold it. Well, I'll get you online to ask a question, and then I'll ask it on the video. Okay. Now, why he was there, wasn't he, at the meeting? Okay, I'll let everybody know that I didn't notice it. Oh yeah, okay. Okay, we'll talk to you. Okay, so Gary Wilkins says, where did Mike Strange go? He left 3/4 of the way through the meeting. I didn't even notice that, and he said the penguin was passing out in his chair, and I have never seen a pink penguin before. Everybody loves a sharp dressed man. The penguin came in wearing a big pink jacket, and I'm going, whoa. There you go, man. We got a super fly on city council. But Gary said he was nodding out, so I never noticed that either. But Gary's the best because he notices these little things, and I don't know where Mike Strange went. I don't know. Maybe he had an emergency at home. Who knows? But yeah, according to Gary, he did leave, and he says, "You're going to leave halfway through. Why do the job? Why have the job?" So we'll see. Maybe it was something out of the ordinary that he had to leave for. But I never even noticed it. Good eyes, Gary. Good catch. Good catch. So the Big Show, he hates to be challenged on his genius idea. So he puts forward a motion regarding this $35 parking pass for residents that has so many restrictions, I doubt many will take advantage of it. And Lori Lococo even said that, there's a problem with this parking because if you park, you pay the meter and you park, and then you go and you come back and you park again, even though you got the ticket that's got the time, you still have time left, and you park at a second spot, you're going to get a ticket if you run out. Or you're going to get a ticket because you didn't get a new ticket. You're going to get a ticket. So you have to keep paying and paying. So if you come down to somewhere down here and want something and you have to go somewhere to get something else before you can get this, and you come back and park, they won't honor that. You got to get a new one. Yeah, if you park it, so yeah, it's crazy. But she got a ticket. Lori Lococo actually got a ticket. Go figure that one out. But anyway, forget about that. But anyway, yeah, $35. I mean, I'm not paying $35. Throw in a fin, get a tray with 2 items and 20 wings of pasta fresca for that. And I can park free when I pick up the wings and pizza. Now, Lori Lococo voiced my opinion. Why not free parking with the same restrictions for the residents? Because we do put up with the tourists, 2 casinos, and the Skid Row look of the city. But Mayor Jim got a little perturbed. He said, no way. No. Heaven forbid he does something for the residents. It's something that may help businesses downtown and in other areas where parking is at a premium and always an issue. He actually was a little upset, with this suggestion. Um, I guess being challenged, one of his bright ideas especially by Lori Lococo, Councilor Lococo, is a no-no. I gotta think that if Triple F mentioned it, he would have had a full investigation by staff as to the cost of giving it away free and not rebuffed her like he kind of did with Councilor Lococo. The King's new clothes. Personally, I think free is the way to go. Thanks for paying the 13% more in your taxes over the last 2 years and getting nothing out of it. Well, here's your token, free parking. How nice would that be? You live in the Falls, you go to City Hall, you present your license or your tax bill or whatever the heck else they need. Oh, my nose is so itchy. I'm not going for the pick, everybody. Please don't think I'm picking my nose here. So itchy, I can't take it. But anyway, yeah. So what about free? How about doing us a favor? Free for whoever wants it. Or the first 200 people that come to City Hall to get one, get it free. Or 100. Something. Give us something. You're not giving us better roads or anything. Come on, give us something over here. Ooh, yeah. It's getting hot. It's hot outside. It's getting hot in here now. I'm getting hot. I'll tell you that right now. So here's another interesting story. The ward system issue. Remember, Lori Lococo, Councilor Lococo, had a meeting on the ward system. Well, in that meeting, there was 30 or 40 people there, and they're all voicing their opinions on the ward system versus the at-large system. And a lot of them wanted a ward system. They just feel it's better representation. The city's grown. It's spread out. A lot of places don't feel they're getting the proper representation they would if they had a couple of council members that live in that ward and can talk for the ward. So I get it. And it kind of was brought to city council. Lori Councilor Lococo got shot down because they said, well, amalgamation's coming, so we don't want to bring up the ward in the next election because we don't know what the province is going to do, which was a crock of baloney because a couple meetings later, they did the exact same thing with another matter, and they didn't even mention amalgamation. This matter got spoken to and everything else, no problem, but the people who were there to speak to the ward system got thrown out. And there was a melee in the city council, swearing and yelling and screaming and dictator and everything else until Mayor Jim had to clear out the gallery, and they wouldn't let him speak to it. So now it's coming back. It's coming back. It hasn't been dropped. Jody Burdett, right? He's picked up the thing to get some representation on this with the signatures on a petition. And yeah. So that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Somebody's picked up the ball and starting to run with it. Now, unfortunately, it's Jody Burdett spearheading this latest drive. Now, Burdett's a lot to say, but during his campaign for council, he couldn't be found. He attended no meet and greets, was not interested in coming on to this show to discuss his run for council, nor did he give his platform on what he would do to make the Falls a better place. He's a paper tiger. It's hard to believe he will follow through with this campaign to bring on the ward system. But time will tell. He is interested. He does say stuff. At least he's participating, which is better than 78% or 73% of the population. So I'll give him that. But one thing Mr. Burdett is correct on: this city has become too large and cumbersome. And now it could be becoming a special interest group contest. Seriously, it's so bad that one dominant group of people with a good following could take over city council. It's not hard. You get yourself 3,000 or 4,000 supporters. Everybody votes for each other, and before you know it, everybody's in. Doesn't take that many votes when you have 27% turnout. So ward versus at-large system. What's my opinion? Give me a ward system. I want to level out the playing field and give residents a say. And don't listen to the stuff about, you'll only have those two aldermen. I'm so far in the past. Those two counselors working for you in baloney. You can call any counselor anytime. They're working for you. You're the taxpayer. You're paying their wage. They work for you. They're confusing what a public servant is, right? They're confusing it. They think we work for them. No, we don't work for you. You work for us. And I don't care whether you're in my ward or not. If I give you a call, I expect a call back. That's the bottom line, because you're a counselor for Niagara Falls. And at the end of the day, everything that is voted on is voted by all 8. Not just things in your ward are voted by 2. No, all 8. They're all involved. They all have to know what's going on. So don't let them give you this baloney. Man, oh man, they gaslight everybody so bad. It's unbelievable. And people believe it. So let's get to my second sponsor, Hamilton Glowstone Lighting. And if you go into a neighborhood and you see a house beautifully lit up on St. Patrick's Day, all green, Christmas, green and red, Halloween, orange, Canada Day, red and white, purple, all purple, though that's Prince's birthday or something. So anyway, that's Hamilton Glowstone Lighting. They most likely did it. They're the leaders in outdoor permanent lighting. And what does that mean? That means once they put these lights up, they're there permanently. And you don't even see them in the daytime. You don't even notice them. Not like your Christmas lights. You climb a ladder, you're going to break your neck. You put these lights up, there's cables and strings and extension cords all over to power them. No. They're built right in, and they're powered up from a box. And you can access that box with your phone. So when you do that, you can change the colors. There's a million different colors. You can have anything you want. So fantastic. They're built-in sections so that you can control different sections. And also, they're all soldered together and sealed against dust and water. You don't have to worry about it. They're LED lights, easy on your pocketbook. And at the end of the day, they add value to your house, as well as safety. Put them all white at night, and they light up all the pathways and your driveway, everything. They're fantastic. Hamilton Glowstone Lighting. If you want to get a free quote, you just have to call in Buckborough at 289-969-1797. That's 289-969-1797. Colin will come over, give you a quote. And if you really want to Griswold your house, spark it up to the max at night, guess what? They have financing. So you don't have to plop down a wad of cash. You can pay it over time and have a beautiful house. 10-year warranty. Can't beat it. Hamilton Glowstone Lighting. Give them a call. Tell them Paul from Your City, Your Voice sent you. He'll be happy, and I'll be happy that you're supporting our sponsor. Okay, so let's see. It's 12:30. Let's go over to the region. I want to go over to the region for a minute. It's always fun over at the region. They're always doing wacky stuff, but I haven't heard a lot from them lately. And when I get Chris Regas in, I always ask him about it because, when you don't hear anything, that's usually a sign they're raising the prices or they're doing something. They're raising the taxes. They're spending money, tax and spend, liberal region council. Yeah, so we always like to look in on them. Right, I almost had a Joe Biden moment there. I was gonna freeze, and then somebody'd have to get me and walk me out the door. I don't know. So the new Transit Commission has approved the purchase of 19 conventional buses and 11 specialized transit service buses for a tidy sum of $21 million. Relax, don't worry. We're gonna get to the rest of the story here. It's not as bad as you think. This is good news because of the fleet they took over. The fleet they took over, 33 of the 168 vehicles they took over when they got Niagara Transit and they amalgamated the transits throughout the region, are past their life cycle. And this new purchase is only scratching the surface of a fleet of buses that they need. And on the average, the existing fleet is 8 years old. They're replacing 33 of them, of the 168. So that's good news. Now, the good news is the purchase will not affect the tax levy. So they claim, but we'll take a look at that too, because they are funded through the Investing in Canada Infrastructure Program, the Provincial Gas Tax, and the Commission's, the Niagara Regional Commission's capital reserves. But hold on a minute. Don't be fooled. Every single one of these entities are taxpayer funded, so the notion is it will not affect the regional tax may be or may not be true, because guess what? At the end of the day, when the money comes out of reserves, because they took money out of capital reserves, they always want to replace it via revenue, which is tax revenue. But the fact the province is paying for it means it's tax dollars. So the regional levy may not be affected, but the provincial levy will, which you pay for. And of course, if they want to refill that reserve, they'll put it into the budget and as an operational thing or capital thing. And then you got to fill it up with your tax dollars. So at least they're getting something from the province. It's not going to cost us right away, but I don't know why. Every time I see the province spending money or the Fed says spending money or sending money to the region or the municipality, you know darn well it's coming out of your pocket. The government has no money. They don't generate money, they spend money. And the money they spend is out of your pocket. Woo! I am not a crook. So there you go. 33 new buses, 11 new specialty transit things. Oh boy, that's so fantastic. I just love it. So let's get to the secret word of the day. And the secret word of the day is salmon. That's right, like the fish, salmon. Now just go to Your City, Your Voice on Facebook, message me on that page on Facebook, and the fifth person to send me that message gets the $25 gift certificate for the old Fire Hall restaurant. Secret word of the day, salmon. Be number 5. You get the certificate. Now, what else we got here? Okay, let's chop over to let's just talk about the Niagara Falls Review for a minute. And I don't understand what they do here. I mean, I've got a subscription to the online, and I use them a lot. And the writers are fantastic. They're really good. They're really good. If you don't get the online thing, it's not that expensive. You want to know what's going on around here and that kind of thing. It's great to have, right? But the one thing I don't understand is why they withhold certain names from their news stories. Case in point, a man was arrested for having a quantity of drugs, including cocaine, hydromorphine, and fentanyl, along with a loaded 45 millimeter semi-automatic handgun and brass knuckles. Also, they found $92,000 in cash with the drugs and illegal weapons. So there's the story. The guy was charged with 9 counts, including possession of drugs for trafficking, having prohibited weapons, proceeds of crime, and resisting arrest. Who is this menace to society? Drug dealer? Well, the Review won't tell you. Nope, no name, nothing. But I'll tell you, and CKTV will tell you, because it was on their page. I had to search for it to find it. Let me have a little sip here. And the name that they did not want to disclose for some bizarre reason was, drum roll please, Mohammed Mojahid. Now, it's not like the name hasn't been released in other media. So I don't understand why they won't put the name on there. Public records. That means the Review decided not to publish the name. It was a decision they made not to publish it. And I don't know what their mandate is or on publishing names, but they publish other names. But when it comes to certain groups, they leave the name out. Now, I don't know if this guy is a Canadian, a refugee, a new immigrant, or here on a student visa. He's 20 years old. But the bottom line is, why do they keep these names hidden from the public when other media releases the names? Guaranteed he was back on the streets the next day. That's just the way it works. I'm just going to scoot over here and shut this door for a minute. We have people coming in, and they probably are going to be making some noise. So if I can reach this, I'm going to shut the door. Give me a second here. Okay. Now we got the door shut. I leave it open because it gets hot in here, and when there's nobody here, I leave it open. They come in and start yakety yakking and screws everything up. So anyway, there you go. The guy's name Mohammed Moahid. I don't know what. He's 20 years old. Probably out in the street again the next day. That's usually what happens. But I don't know why they won't mention his name in the review. Now here's another story along the same line. This one, Darwin kicks in. A Niagara Falls man entered the police station carrying fentanyl to carry out a court-ordered condition of his release on a previous criminal charge. So they still said to report to the cop shop. He goes in, he's got fentanyl on him. Now, the guy's name, they had it right in the review, Jimmy Carson, pleaded guilty to several charges, including possession of fentanyl for the purpose of trafficking. He was sentenced to 12 years in jail, of which he will serve 9. Apparently, while doing an investigation into criminal activity at Oakwood Drive, at an Oakwood Drive storage facility, police with a search warrant found semi-automatic rifle with hundreds of rounds of ammunition. This guy was a suspect in March. He went to the Niagara Regional Police Station and was arrested on the spot. They searched him and discovered $7,800 in fentanyl, street value, and more than $2,100 in cash. And this wasn't his first rodeo. In 2023, police executed a search of a Drummond Road residence and seized more than 600 grams of fentanyl, cocaine, and crystal meth. They also seized 30 rounds of shotgun ammunition and a prohibited knife. Now, you think under these circumstances, the guy would go away for good. I mean, he'd be thrown in jail for a long time, the second offense and all this. No, he'll be out 9 years, maybe less, who knows. And I don't get it. Soft on crime, crime flourishes, and they can't stop and they can't figure out why. I mean, you can be the judge on this one. You give one guy's name, not the other. So, I don't know. You figure it out. Beyond me. I can never figure these things out. Over to that gold heist in Toronto from the Air Canada warehouse last year. Remember that big gold heist? I was talking about a month ago on my show. And my nose is itchy again. Sorry, you guys. Investigators say that one of the suspects, Simran Preet Panesar, was sweating bullets when he was interrogated by the police. And he works there. Now we know why. Days after he gave authorities a tour of the facilities at the Air Canada warehouse, he was the manager there. He quit his job and disappeared. Yep, gone. Houdini. Authorities now think they know why. He is one of 2 suspects in the heist, and as of yet has not been taken into custody. Panesar is now, in a shocker, believed to have fled to his native India. One employee that worked with Panesar, Harmpal Sidhu, has been charged in the crime, has been arrested by police. So Panesar, gone, back to India. Harmpal Sidhu, well, he's been charged and arrested. The other missing suspect is Arsalan Chadhari of Mississauga. He is suspected to be laying low in Dubai. Yep, he's laying low in Dubai, this guy, which does not have an extradition treaty with Canada. It's alleged that Chadhari was the guy that moved the gold. He's wanted for theft over $5,000, yeah, like 20 million. Conspiracy to commit an indictable offense and 2 counts of possession of property obtained by crime. He's also believed to be the link to the rest of the group, and Durante King McLean of Brampton, he's believed to be the truck driver that scooped up and sped off with the gold. Now, King McLean was pulled over in Pennsylvania with 65 illegal guns, including 2 machine guns, and now faces 35 years in prison in the U.S. Now, that's a sentence. 35 years. Congratulations, Pennsylvania. Tough on crime. Tough on crime. Now, authorities say it isn't over. There are more moving parts to this investigation, and there will be more arrests. The investigation continues. So we got 1 or 2 of them, but the other ones fled the scene. They're gone. They hop on a plane and they just leave. So why are they out? This guy left as soon as the cops questioned him. They never put a tail on him, even though they suspected him. I mean, inside job. Never put a tail on him. Never pulled his passport until they were sure this is the problem. We can't do anything like that in Canada. We can't do stuff like this. They probably knew the police. They couldn't prove anything right away, but they knew. And so what did he do? He just took off and they never pulled his passport, never did anything. Gone, never seen again. Gets away with all this money and who knows how much money he scooped up and went to India with. We don't even know. Who knows? They melted a lot of it down. They found a small smelter in Toronto where they were melting down the gold and making it into different jewelry and stuff like that, right? So who knows, right? We don't know. We don't know. So yeah. So anyway, you have somebody at the door, but there's somebody here to open the door for him anyway, so that's good. Don't have to worry about it. But you'll hear the racket. Don't worry. Oh yeah. So the LCBO, they want to go on strike. They've been without a contract since March 31st. Well, Premier Ford, tell them to take the offer on the table that you're offering them, the deal you're offering them, or they're all fired. How about that? I'm sick and tired of these unions holding everyone hostage. There are people out there that need work and will do the same grocery store job for a lot less money than the current batch of crybabies they're getting. Get it over with and privatize these monoliths that have been getting out of control. I mean, they've been in control of this monopoly for a century. Nobody can question them. They get what they want. I mean, look at COVID. They were the only things open. The beer store and liquor stores are basically the only things open because that's what they do. It's unbelievable, but that's how it happens. And now they're gone on strike. They're going to go on strike, and of course, um, it's crazy. Open markets with private citizens running the stores, compete or die. That's the way that consumers get a better deal, and and we break these big monopolies that control everything. Like in the United States, even a conservative state like Pennsylvania, there are liquor stores, there are beer stores, and there are grocery stores and other stores, and they all sell beer. Grocery stores can't sell cases; they can only sell six at a time, and you can only buy 192 ounces at a time. And of course, they don't sell liquor. That is confined to a liquor store, but the liquor store has all kinds of stuff in there, and it's just beautiful stuff too. So, yeah, they have all kinds of stuff and a good price as well. But this is what we got to go to. I mean, really, if you think about it, liquor stores are a supermarket. People go grab their own bottles, they bring it to the counter, they swipe in and check it out, and the biggest thing they do is check ID. Why couldn't a private guy do that? Why couldn't private enterprise do it instead of a monopoly running it? And he could carry whatever he wants and order whatever he wants for that matter. But anyway, they're going on strike, and not to they're not alone. They're not alone, right? They're not alone on strike because remember um, we have WestJet. They were going to go on strike. It's been averted for now. 670 mechanics aren't happy, and heaven forbid jets fly without mechanics. You can't do that. So WestJet is starting to cancel flights. About 30 so far, stranding thousands of passengers just in case, which is a smart move. But ultimately, you know what? At the end of the day, not real good if you have a trip booked, right? Of course, the unions turned down the latest offer. It always seems to be the case, an ongoing theme with these unions. They want industry changing contracts, and like what exactly is industry changing contracts? Well, let me give you a hint: more money, more benefits. That's what it is. And when they say industry changing, they mean big, big, not 2%, 5%, 7%, 20%, 30%. That's what they want. So WestJet's looking to use an arbitrator to maybe settle it up for them, and yeah, but I would book another flight with another airline if I were you because this might not turn out that great, and at the end of the day, you don't want to be stranded because we're in the busy season of travel here in the summer. People travel a lot, and you don't want to be stranded looking for a flight or going somewhere, and even worse, going somewhere and being stranded, and then looking for a flight home. That's even worse. So at the end of the day, strike, 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 strike. Air Canada pilots, Niagara Parks Commission, bridges, customs. There's so many. Everybody's going on strike. Everybody's looking for more money. I mean, so are we. I'm looking for more money. Seniors are looking for more money. Everybody's looking for more money. But at the end of the day, there's only so much. There's only so much we can pay. We're running out of money, people. They're taking our money. There's so much we can pay. Where do we get a break? Maybe free parking on city streets. We can get a break from the city. I don't know. That's not going to happen. $35. Only $3 a month. $35. Don't worry about it. So the heck with the LCBO. Get rid of them and get people who want to work. How about that? There's a lot of people who would do that job and get all those beautiful wages and benefits they already get. I mean, everybody would love to do that job. Yeah. And don't tell me there's not enough people in Canada looking for work. They couldn't find people to do that job. Air conditioned in the summer, heated in the winter. Stocking shelves and pushing carts around and checking people out. Come on, get to work. On a sad note, Willie Mays died this week, and if you're probably over. Well, I mean, you should know who Willie Mays is if you're a baseball fan, no matter what age you are. But if you're my age, you really understand Willie Mays. He died at 93, and if you grew up in my era, Willie Mays was an icon in baseball for decades and considered one of the greatest players of all time, second only to Babe Ruth. That's what they call him. Say hey, kid. Played center field for the New York Giants, and they moved to San Francisco and became the San Francisco Giants. And I got a swig of water here. And he moved to San Francisco, the New York Giants, in 1958. He won the Rookie of the Year award in 1951, went on to play 23 years, and ended his career back where he started, in New York with the Mets. R.I.P. Willie Mays, one of the best ever. And if you ever watched him play, he always had a smile on his face. He went through the Negro Leagues. He did everything that you could do. And finally, he wasn't Jackie Robinson. I mean, that was the first African American, colored guy, whatever you want to call him, right? I don't know. It changed over the centuries what you could actually call people. But the first black to play baseball was Jackie Robinson, and Willie Mays was right behind him, and he's one of the greatest players of all time. Sad to hear about his death. Nice guy, and he always had a smile on his face. So remember that Boeing Starship. Remember that thing? It was launched last week or a couple weeks ago anyway, to take 2 people to the space station. Off it blasted. It took a little while to get this thing off the ground because there were so many problems. I mean, Boeing, they don't have good luck with stuff. Their airplanes, the doors are flying off in mid-flight. The MAX 8s were crashing, and they had to ground them for a year, maybe over a year. They used to be the number one airplane company, but then Airbus came along and some others, and they just haven't had the prestige they had in the old days when they came out with the 747, which was a phenomenal plane for its time, and they retired most of them. There's still some flying around, and they are workhorses and dependable. But the new MAX 8s, MAX 9s, they've had all kinds of problems, and they've been grounded, and just brutal. Their record is terrible. And others are just saying they don't really have the ability or technology to build a space shuttle, especially a spaceship. I mean, geez, you're putting your life on the line when you blast off on one of these candles. And they say maybe they shouldn't be doing this, but now they're having troubles, and they're supposed to come back June 26th, but now next week, I think, or something. But now it's been postponed to June 26th because of problems. They're having a lot of problems. And as a matter of fact, Boeing says there's like a helium leak, and they can't fix it. And it could jeopardize the trip home. There's a bunch of helium leaks. They can't locate them. And they don't think they can resolve them. But they say there's 70 hours of helium, which is more than enough to get them home. Right? Not a problem. There's more than enough to get them home. The problem is any contingencies, and they have to keep circling or something like that, and they don't get home in 70 hours, they're done. So they have to make the entry ASAP, and they got to get through the entry as well because I mean this ship has never been through it before, so who knows? NASA will not take that chance, so the problems have to be resolved, or Elon is going to have to go and rescue them. And it's to say, no, you got these problems, you can't come home. ET, call home. No, you can't come home. We got to resolve these problems before we're going to get you in that ship and get you home. I don't blame them. You don't want these guys getting blown up. These two astronauts, if they could stay on the space station and get rescued by Elon Musk. So Boeing is basically a mess right now. I mean, really, they should just get these guys home and tell Boeing to forget about it for now. They should shut down until they get their act together. I mean, come on, they couldn't take it off. Weeks of delays because of problems, and then they do, and they get them there. Now they can't come home. Weeks of delays. I mean, can you imagine? Can you imagine if there was a space shuttle for them to be on and something went wrong like this? They couldn't get them back. You can't come back through, and then the thing had, geez, it's terrible to think of. I mean, if I was those two astronauts, I wouldn't get into that heap. No, I'm not getting in there unless you're 100% sure I'm making it home. These astronauts have families and children and everything else. They don't want to be torched because of incompetence. So, yeah, if it was me, I would say, yeah, I'm not getting in there. It's not a nice trip home. They got to come in the atmosphere. They're getting jumped around. They're going through 25,000-degree heat. Anything goes wrong, and they're fried. They're like the Kentucky's recipe chicken. Yeah, I'd want to make sure that you're pretty well 100% sure that I'm going to make it back. So, anyway, we'll wait and see on June 26th if they can get them home, or if Elon's going to have to rescue them or not, and we'll go from there. I just want to talk about this Facebook thing, though. Right? Somebody said about Canada, what happened to the Canada I used to know, or something. I said, well, open borders and diversity. That's what ruined Canada. And it's all been since Trudeau. And so right away, here we go. I'm a racist. I'm a Nazi. I'm a what the hell is this? White supremacist. The whole thing they call. Now, not once did I mention any color. I just said diversity, and I said open borders. And everybody knows open borders are a nightmare. We're seeing it in Niagara Falls. The schools are overfilled. The hospitals are full. It's just ridiculous. The streets are full. People wandering around. Crime's gone up. Open borders doesn't work. It just doesn't. You can't just bring in people and not give them hope to be able to make a better life. That's what our parents went through. They came here and they got jobs at the Welland Canal and the hydro, building the tunnels and everything else. I mean, they got jobs all over the place. There's lots of jobs. They need lots of people. So they made a living and improved themselves. These days, bring these guys over, they put them in hotels and give them money every week to live. They have no self-worth. Where are they going to get a job? The best jobs they can get right now probably are the jobs that most Canadian kids don't want to do these days, like, slinging fries at Mickey D's or something. So yeah, and so right away you're a racist. And it's funny, and the guy said I want Canada to be white only. I never mentioned any color. He did. So obviously he's a racist because he mentioned color right away. And I just said, relax, Karen. Facts are facts. I don't make this up. And of course, he goes on to call me. What else did he call me? A POS and a bunch of stuff. And I just laugh. And I'm just laughing my head off, right? And of course, everybody else jumps in and it becomes a melee. But this is what happens right away. And this is typical left-wing kooks who do this to you. As soon as you mention anything they don't like, you're a racist or something like that. Holy crap. This girl's got bright yellow hair. No, it's not blonde. This is bright orangish yellow hair. I can't believe it. Wow. But anyway, wish I could turn the camera around and give you a shot of that one. But anyway, yeah, this is the way they operate. Right away, you're a racist. I don't even know why they use racist anymore. It's become anybody who they disagree with is a racist. Has nothing to do with race or anything. It just that's what they call you right away. But funny stuff on Facebook. I get into a lot of trouble. You know, I say what I think, and they don't like that. Anyway, I'm getting out of here. This is over. It's 80 degrees out. I'm gonna go sit in a gravity chair, have a nice cool bottle of water, relax, scratch my nose when I want to because it's so itchy. I don't know why it's so itchy. Does that mean something? When your mother tell you when when your nose is itchy, you're getting money or something, or is that your palm? I don't know. Your hand's itchy, you're getting money. A lot of things. I gotta look that up on the internet. What's the deal when your nose gets itchy? Anyway, my name is Paul Caleb here. This is your city, your voice. I'm getting out of here. Have a great day, everybody. Support our sponsors. If you're gonna watch this on YouTube, give me a like. Yeah, give it a like if you like it. If you don't, give it a thumbs down. I don't care, but do something. Tell me if you like it or not. It'll be up this afternoon. I'll start downloading it. I'm right in the studio here, and by the time I get home, it probably will be on YouTube. So there you go. Almost live, not quite. Have a great day, everybody. Support our sponsors, Hamilton Glowstone Lighting and Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop. We'll see you tomorrow with Finally Friday as we look to this beautiful weather and weekend, I hope. Take care. Ciao, ciao.